Welcome back. We're live and we're talking football until 9 o'clock tonight. It was well worth the trip from Manchester, wasn't it? His side dominated 17 shots to Chelsea's 4. A fascinating study in how to control the opposition. Let's now hear from Kevin De Bruyne and Fabian Delph. They're both talking to Des.
Kevin, what an important win. What an important goal. Did you deserve that?
Well, I think it was a very tactical game, very disciplined from both sides. I think we had more chances than Chelsea. Not too many, but a little bit. And obviously, it's a nice goal, but I think we played tactically a great game. Everybody fight until the end. So it's a very nice win, because it's very difficult to win here.
Does it mean just that little bit more to you as well? Because you came here at Chelsea, didn't quite work out.
No, that's the past. What happened. I have no regrets of coming here. Made me stronger in a lot of ways. And it's part of a career. Obviously, if you are the club, you want to play more. But I made a decision at the time. Chelsea made profit, and I did something what was in the best interest for me at the time. But I'm very happy with my new team, with City, and where I love all the players here.
Fabian, we can hear the celebrations going on next door through the wall. This means a lot to the City team. Yeah,
it's huge. It's massive. We knew coming into the game it was our toughest game yet of the season. But we had a game plan. We stuck to it. And, we've come out with 3 points. That performance there was for one of our teammates, Benjamin. He left us a message before the game, and we knew before the game we had to do it for him. He's a big loss for us, but that win's for him. So if you're watching, it's for you, big man.
Very nice. You of course, were an essential part of this game plan, because you and Kyle tucking in inside really caused Chelsea problems. Yeah,
we stuck to the game plan. The plan was to stop them on the counter. I lost Willian a couple of times, but I felt like we done the job down to a T, and we're happy. We've come away with the 3 points, so happy days.
Perfect September for Manchester City.
Well, obviously it's very nice for us. We know it's just the beginning, but it's already good to maintain the winning streak. We want to win as many games as possible. We said to ourselves after the first game against United in America that we want to lose as less games as possible, because the feeling if you win is better for all the team. Everybody's excited. So it was a very good month. Now we have 2 games with the national team, and then we have to maintain this.
And Fabian, to beat the reigning champions on their own ground and to dominate as well, does that send out a big message in terms of this title race? Yeah,
it sends out a massive message. We knew coming into this game that we'd lost the previous 2 games to them, so we needed to come out on top today. It sent out a big message. There's a massive togetherness in the team, and you could see that on the pitch today.
Now, it could have been a number of players out there today, but Fabian, if you could present the Man of the Match award to Kevin.
Well done, mate. Fantastic.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations.
Well done, mate.
Well played.
Well deserved indeed, not just for the goal, but for his performance today as well. And look, we had to wait for the goal. It was worth it though when it came, wasn't it?
Oh, this is a fantastic goal in all aspects, the touch and the strike. But defensively here, they could do stuff, but when you play one touch with pace and play and move the way they did there, the finish off the left was great. Here you can see the 2 midfielders we mentioned before the game, Fabregas and Bakayoko. You can see he's behind you. You have to get him put in shape. The 2 centre-halves or the full-back there have to speak and dictate. No communication, no awareness of the midfielders behind them. That's the end product when you play at this level. Top draw.
I think the first touch from Kevin De Bruyne makes it that he played it one touch. Not many players think to play that past one touch. And I think that sort of sums up Chelsea's afternoon, that he got in positions in between Chelsea players, and Chelsea spent all day with Man City players 5 yards away from them, and they could never close that gap, and Kevin De Bruyne's quality did the rest.
The press was always late. We said all over the pitch it was always second late, a second off. Gary Cahill tries to come out but doesn't know whether it's the right thing to do. All the Chelsea back line are in the same line, the 5 of them, and clever players will punish you for that. De Bruyne picks up a lovely little space in the area, but to go on, play a 1-2 and execute it with your left foot from 20 yards was phenomenal. Brilliant.
How does that decision look now from Jose Mourinho to let De Bruyne leave Chelsea?
Well, I think Kevin De Bruyne himself spoke very well there, and I think it was a difficult time for the club because they had Hazard, I think they had Oscar, and Willian had just signed, so you couldn't play them all. And Kevin De Bruyne, his development wasn't where it is now. He was very good at a lot of things in his game. I think now he's great at a lot of things in his game, and of course it's easy with retrospect to look at Chelsea and say, why did you let him go? But sometimes players develop at different rates, and Kevin has gone away and actually made himself a world-class player.
So when you shared a training ground and a dressing room with him. You didn't necessarily see this from him. You didn't see that this might be his future.
You don't know. I mean, you always wonder about development, as I say. But as I say, he had good pace, he had good passing, he had good dribbling skills. But at that point, he couldn't get into our team. And one thing he had was a lot of ambition. You could see he was upset that he wasn't playing. And I don't mind that in a young player. He wanted to go away and prove that he's a player.
And credit to Roberto Martinez, it was with the national side where he first had the idea to move De Bruyne deeper. He came back. Pep said, if I see you playing there for your country, I'll try you there for City. And he's still, even when he plays deeper and when he doesn't, he's so potent, isn't he?
I think you can see that he's got a very intelligent football brain. He picks up spaces, like for the goal, behind people, goes into positions, and when he does get there, he executes, whether it's the weight of the pass in for another person to cross, or the final pass, or the shot. He's very intelligent, and what I liked about when he was here at Chelsea, he made a decision straight away. I want to leave. I want to go and play football. For a young player to do that at such a club, to get here is hard enough, but then to say I'm going to walk out the door and go and prove myself somewhere else, at probably a lesser club in a lesser league, is huge thing to do.
We were messaging in the week talking about this game, and the first thing that you picked up on then was the width for City. We discussed it in the build-up, and again today it was absolutely key to all the chances they had.
Yeah, it's certainly something that they work on. They try and stretch it. They have players really high and wide, and they try and get in down the sides. And what they try and do is they try and stretch teams. And what that does is it gives you the space to combine play 1-2s, or go at the men 1v1, and it just creates chances all the time. And the quality that they've got, they're a very difficult side to stop.
I think it was two things. When they played so wide and there's such a threat out wide, firstly Chelsea are running, trying to cover wide spaces, and eventually you open up the space centrally, and then David Silva, who really came into his own in the second half, just finding so much space through the middle. So they attacked Chelsea on all fronts, and in the end just broke them down, just tired them out with their passing.
I think a big question as well we have for this season for this Chelsea team is, can you play Champions League and off the back of it come and play a big game in the Premier League? That is hard to do. While you're all there playing just Premier League games, they won the league last year and you can't take that away from them. But to do it playing Champions League football as well is another story, and they're the questions that have got to be answered.
I think the squad they've got now, they're capable to attack both. I think with Walker, obviously it's a blow with Mendy, but Delph coming in and doing a job today, I think they've got strength in depth to really go for both competitions.
OK, let's hear then from Pep Guardiola. He's talking to Des.
Pep, to come to the home of the champions and win in that manner, what's your verdict?
Good. That's good. So, we came here, the last championship. Chelsea, no word to describe what they are. Last season, what they did, and even that season. So, the play, of course, is important. The win, that is the most important thing. But especially the way we played, especially in the second half. In the first half, we didn't find the right position. Our Fabian Delph, David, and Kevin. In the second half, they were much better. And big congratulations for the victory, especially for the way we played.
And of course, not many clubs come here and control possession like you did, both halves. I mean, you were towards 70%, I think, in both halves, which is very rare.
Yeah, that's what I want. So Chelsea wants to play in the build-up. They make an exceptional build-up. When they contact with a striker, they are so dangerous, attack with a lot of people. And but we feel the football in that way. So keep the ball as much as possible. When they have the ball, press high to regain the ball as quick as possible. It's not easy to do that, defending 40 meters in our back with players like Hazard, William, Morata. It's always you are in the limit. And you are a mistake, they score a goal. But it's the way we feel to play football in that way. And of course, when we win, especially in these stages, and do it, and everybody watch it. So we are so happy for that. Of course, in September. A lot of things to do, but that is the path we wanted to do in that season.
Kevin De Bruyne, of course, made the breakthrough. Has he gone up a level this season?
Well, yes, again. So every press conference about him. So I'm so happy for him because he played here, and he made absolutely everything. So he's a guy who ability to score a goal, assists, fight like the most humble guy. So. It's so important for him. I'm so happy for him because I know how happy he is.
We were talking to Fabian Delph just now. He was essential to your game plan. Him and Kyle Walker pushing inside, that caused Chelsea all sorts of problems.
Well, we combine so to play the build up with 4, with 3, and Fabi's again. So the last 3 games he played, and he again make an outstanding performance and playing with the ball. He's a guy who don't lose the balls. He's clever. He's aggressive 1-on-1. I'm so happy for him. Because last season was tough in terms of didn't play often, was injured a lot of time, and that's why I'm so happy the way he played again today.
And I know we're not even into October yet, but it is a big statement tonight, this victory, don't you think?
Well, it's 3 points. They don't win 3 points. That is important. So it's games when you play against this kind of team, it's not 6 points, but it's 3 points you win, 3 points they don't win. But again, it's September. So okay, we were international break. We won all the games. So and most of them playing real good. And nothing. It's just September. So hopefully we cannot injure more. And I would like to dedicate, of course, this game from Benjamin Mendy for the 6th man, for Sergio Aguero as well. But what happened last day and nothing. Everybody's going to fight to keep going.
Congratulations.
Very welcome.
Well done him, relaxed, smiling. I lost count of the number of times he used the word happy in that interview. He knows how crucial this win was, doesn't he?
I think he's so happy. I've not seen him so happy while at Manchester City, but I think there's a couple of reasons why. Big injuries this week. Mendy, Fabian Delph comes in and fills that position very, very well. So he thinks, look, I can cover that area maybe. Aguero out and they can still go and win at a place like this. And the way they've done it, the way they dominated possession, they dominated this game against the champions at the moment. And I think that's a question mark he had. We've beat teams we should beat this season. Can we come somewhere like this and put in a performance and get the result at the same time? Yes, they can.
I feel like he feels he's got the team now capable to challenge domestically and in Europe. I think when he first come, you could tell by his demeanour in his interviews he was going to be a bit short, or he wasn't going to do it. But now you can see the confidence in his interviews that he's got the right team and the right squad.
You can just see the plan now, can't you, from Guardiola? OK, after the break, I'm afraid we're going to get Frank's thoughts on Chelsea's performance today. What went wrong for this man? Why were they so convincingly outclassed by the visitors? A frustrating day for Antonio Conte. We'll hear from him as well after the break.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
We've been thinking about relationships and how the most rewarding ones work both ways. And then we thought, shouldn't we have the same relationship with our customers, rewarding them for banking with us? And we thought, yes, we should. So we did. NatWest. We are what we do.
Bet Boost from William Hill lets you decide which odds you want to boost. All you need to do is select your market, go to your bet slip, hit boost, and then place your bet at the boosted price. Don't wait for enhanced or crowd-led prices. We're giving you your own bet boost every day to use on any sport. More choice, more control, and now available on Google Play. William Hill. This is more.
The NatWest Reward Current Account. For £2 a month, get 2% back in rewards on household bills to spend on the things that matter. NatWest. We are what we do.
My perfect burger, yeah?
Bread.
Yeah.
Burger.
Yeah. What's that cheese? Halloumi.
Another beef burger.
Avocado.
Egg.
Bit of bacon.
Another burger.
Egg. Yeah. Another burger.
Love takeaway. Tap the app today at hungryhouse.co.uk.
That's incredible.
And now Sergio Aguero!
After the drama of the 90s up, take it to a shootout with the BT TV store.
Now we're cooking!
We've got nerves of steel and all the firepower you need to avoid sudden death. The drama doesn't stop at the final whistle. So head over to the BTTV store to rent all the latest blockbuster movies now.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Frustratingly for the home fans, it was Manchester City who lit up West London here this evening, and if the scoreline doesn't tell the story of this game, the body language of the fans and the Chelsea players absolutely does. And Antonio Conte was a picture of frustration throughout that game on the touchline. Let's hear from him now with Des.
Antonio, that's a tough evening for Chelsea. How big a blow is that result?
Yeah, a tough game, but we knew very well because we know very well that Manchester City is a really big team, and it's very difficult. This type of game are very difficult, and it's important. The details move the result. But honestly, I think that we gave everything today, and I'm very happy for the commitment of all my players, for the desire, for the will to fight against a really strong team.
It must have been very frustrating for your team and for yourself because they dominated the ball. You found it very difficult to get hold of that. Why was it?
Yeah, but I think when you play against Manchester City and for sure usually they dominate the ball. But in this type of game, I think that you need also a bit of time to recover very well, and then to run, to put pressure. Because if you are tired, it's not simple to go box to box, and in this case, you have to stay more calm during the game, and then to wait the right moment. And also, today we created chances, but we didn't take it. Instead, Manchester City created chances. They scored, and I repeat, and great compliment this team.
So the efforts that your side made against Atletico Madrid in midweek, you think that had a big bearing on this today?
Yeah, but I think about this issue I have already spoken. But I think now it's not important to repeat the same concept. But we move on after international break. We restart. But I repeat, and I'm very proud to be the coach of these players.
Well, he said they gave it their all. He clearly blaming fatigue from their Champions League efforts in midweek.
I think it's in the picture, certainly, to come back late.
It's not the whole picture?
No, it's not the whole picture, because it would be a discredit to Manchester City to say that tiredness was the reason, because they played brilliantly. And even with tiredness, I think you can get in positions that makes your job slightly easier, and Chelsea were not in those positions today. So I definitely think it's in the picture. Difficult night, got back late, trying to recover. Manchester City didn't have that problem, but they played better than today and deserved to win that. He knows that.
Yeah, I think City had an advantage in terms of obviously the extra day rest, but there was still enough time for Chelsea to recover and come out today and play a lot better than they did. I felt like they showed Manchester City too much respect. I think at home here, there was a little period in the second half where Chelsea tried to press them, and the lift it gave the crowd was massive. But I think you've got to do that from the beginning of the game and really go for this City back four. I think City's weakness, if there is one, is the back four, and you've got to go and press them high up and try and win the ball back, but they just sat off City, showed them too much respect. I think obviously Chelsea's best player in Morata went off, which was a blow for them, but to bring Willian on basically showed us that Conte was just happy with defending all game long and basically settling for a point. And if you're the champions at home, I think the Chelsea fans should be disappointed with that today.
Sends a message to your opponents, doesn't it, when you do that?
Yeah, it does, but I thought tactically Conte got it wrong today. I thought that they got outnumbered all over the park. They left 3 centre-halves against 1 centre-forward, which is a waste. You're a man down in other areas. They were 5 against 3 in midfield down. When you got the 2 full-backs of Man City coming into play to join the midfield areas and playing in there for the majority of the time, And Chelsea's players couldn't get to grips with it. And then you've got the runners from wide areas, the play and moving, the combinations, the pace. They couldn't get near this Manchester City team.
I think what Rio touched on earlier about the three at the back, I think they're always going to play three because I think that's how he wants to play here. But what I felt as I watched the two side centre-halves did not move and just get out far enough. So when the play gets played across to Fabian Delph on the left and then he's got Sane outside, and that's when you need Azpilicueta to be able to get forward and get tight. That's when you need Rudiger behind to push with him. So I think that they never quite got to grips with that movement across and then pushing in. And once you don't do that, Manchester City can dominate the ball all game.
I suppose in some ways the performances of both, well, Morata was good till he went off. We believe it's a hamstring injury, but Hazard as well. You know, that sort of sums up the difference from that brilliant night in Europe against Atletico in the week.
Yeah, I thought that Chelsea were excellent midweek going forward, very positive, and I think having Moses in the team gives them that front foot. I thought in his team selection putting Azpilicueta out there from the start just showed that he wanted to be a bit more defensive today and stiffen it up a little bit more.
See that frustration there, can't you, as well?
Yeah, you could see in his demeanour he was frustrated, he was isolated, and when Willian come on, he just had no focal point.
Stephen's right, he's isolated, and that leads to frustration. And no matter how good you are, listen, Hazard's one of, if not the best player in the Premier League on his day, but he needs service. If you don't get the ball up to him, good ball, and then runs and support, doesn't matter who you are, you cannot do it on your own. And today was a fine example of that.
You wonder what he thinks of Batshuayi when he chooses to bring on Willian at home in a game like this. What does today say about Chelsea's squad? Have they got enough?
Yeah, I think they've got enough. It's unfortunate. I think tactically he just decided I want to get some more ball, and I think maybe he saw Batshuayi as a target, which is a target and a man to be around the box. But at that point, I think he wanted William for a bit more get on the ball and be a bit more creative. I think Chelsea were it's one of those games where you got outplayed today. Chelsea, everything they did kind of went wrong, and I think you just have to sort of wipe your hands and say they were better than us today. In the big scheme of the things now, if they can get back on track next week, and that things might change. But I think with the way it went today, you can't dwell on it. They were just better than Chelsea.
Is that the key from Conte? You've all played in big games and lost them at times in your careers. What was the key thing after those matches? Was it just simply moving on?
Yeah, completely. You can't dwell on that. You probably have a day of it. You get up tomorrow, you go to training a bit glum, and you come out a little bit brighter. Next game, where are we going now? Because if you dwell on it, you lose points. Simple as that.
Chelsea are still good enough. They're still a fantastic squad. They can bounce back from this. But I think the message going forward, what I'd say is when you're at home, it doesn't matter who you're playing against. Come out fast and start well and believe in what you've got. You're the champions. You know, get the crowd up and then see what comes from that.
OK. Well, we're far from finished here. We're live until 9 o'clock this evening, and then we get going again from tomorrow morning. From 11 tomorrow morning, you can see all of today's goals in Premier League today, and that's how we're building up to Arsenal against Brighton. The build-up to that game gets going at 11:30. But stay exactly where you are. It's now time for Premier League tonight. It's these three sitting here for an hour, answering your questions and talking about football. Surely, there's nowhere better to be on a Saturday night after what has been a truly mesmerising Manchester City performance. Stay where you are. Premier League tonight is live, and it's next.
This programme is sponsored by Bet365.
Europe's been a bit sticky for the Toffees. But for Arsenal, the young guns are tearing it up. So Everton, join the Gooners and start playing some naughty football. The UEFA Europa League, exclusively live on BT Sport.
Introducing the new Volvo XC60 human-made.
Taker steps up. Oh no, look at the anguish. So disappointment, but wait for it. Look at that spin on the ball. Goalkeeper, you should have stayed at home. Unbelievable. And so's this.
Bet £10 on the Everton-Burnley match before kick-off and get 2 free £5 in-play bets.
Goalkeeper says, no, it can't. Striker says, has it? Available from App Store and now Google Play. When the fun stops, stop.
Supplies. I said send supplies.
Say goodbye to the same old faces, to the same grey skies and the same cramped spaces. Say hello to a world full of differences, differences that expand and enrich us, because after all, our lives aren't made better when we close ourselves off to the world. They are made better when we open ourselves up to it.